Far beyond the reach of human civilization, the planet hides a world of silence and ice. Here, in the eternal twilight of polar regions, glaciers stretch endlessly, unbroken, ancient. The cold is not merely a temperature, it is a force that preserves, conceals, and in its stillness waits. Beneath the frozen surface, secrets lie dormant, trapped in ice that has endured millennia. For centuries, explorers and scientists have gazed upon this white expanse with awe. They see beauty, but few imagine the mysteries it conceals. Ice is more than frozen water. It is a vault of time, a recorder of life, a keeper of forms unseen and unimaginable. As the climate warms, this vault begins to fracture. Rivers of meltwater carve paths through glaciers. Deep fissures open, revealing dark, silent cavities beneath. In these hidden chambers, life, ancient, enigmatic, and unseen, stirs. Something waits beneath the ice, something patient, something aware. The question is not whether it exists, but what it is, and what will awaken when the frozen world finally yields to warmth. I'm your host, Godwin Raffel, and you are watching Ocean Today X. In the farthest reaches of our planet, where the sun barely touches the horizon, lies a world frozen in time. Here, the ice stretches endlessly, a vast white desert, broken only by jagged peaks and hidden valleys. To the casual observer, it is lifeless, serene, and absolute in its stillness. But beneath the seemingly placid surface, life endures in ways the human mind can scarcely imagine. Glaciers act as both guardians and prisons. Layer upon layer of ice has formed over millennia, trapping not only water, but air, minerals, and even the remnants of ancient life. Every fissure, every crack tells a story, a narrative that predates human memory. The ice records everything it has touched, a silent historian of a world that once teemed with creatures now lost to time. Recent studies of polar regions reveal a staggering complexity beneath the ice. Vast networks of subterranean rivers and hidden lakes exist, their dark waters a haven for forms of life entirely unknown. Microorganisms flourish in sub-zero temperatures, thriving where no human could survive. Some are ordinary, others defy all known biology. They adapt to crushing pressures, absolute darkness, and frozen oxygen. Their existence challenges the very definition of life. Yet these microbes are only the beginning. Deep beneath the surface, cavernous ice chambers hint at the presence of much larger organisms. Shadows shift where no light reaches. Occasionally, explorers report faint tremors, almost like heartbeat-like pulses echoing through the glaciers. What could cause such movement? For now, the answer remains hidden beneath layers of ice, silent, patient, and observant. Ice is also deceptive. Its surface glistens in sunlight, beautiful and inviting, yet it is treacherous. Cracks can open without warning, swallowing entire sections of frozen terrain into hidden depths. The weight of millennia presses down from above, and in that immense pressure, the frozen world becomes a theater of both preservation and menace. Despite its danger, humans are drawn to these icy realms. Scientists, adventurers, and visionaries venture into the cold, seeking knowledge, driven by curiosity and the promise of discovery. Each expedition is a delicate dance with nature, a battle against frostbite, hypothermia, and the unforgiving landscape. But the greatest challenge may not be the cold or the wind. It may be what lies hidden beneath, waiting. As glaciers melt at unprecedented rates, ancient cavities and frozen chambers are exposed. What has slumbered for tens of thousands of years is now vulnerable to the warmth of the modern world. Life, long sealed by ice, may emerge into an environment it no longer recognizes. The creatures of this frozen domain could be utterly alien, adapted to conditions that humans cannot fathom. Scientists hypothesize that some of these organisms may have evolved in complete isolation, developing features and behaviors entirely foreign to contemporary life. Some may possess forms of intelligence we cannot yet perceive. Others may be colossal, predatory, or simply unlike anything we have ever encountered. The potential for discovery is enormous, and so is the potential for danger. Even the natural rhythms of the planet hint at this awakening. The ice itself seems alive at times, groaning and creaking in response to unseen forces. Snowstorms carry echoes of movement from deep below, and the auroras above flicker and dance as if reacting to events occurring in the darkness beneath the glaciers. These are subtle signs, easily dismissed, yet for those who pay attention, they are warnings. The frozen world is stirring, and as humanity continues to warm the planet, the pace quickens. Ancient ice that has endured since the last ice age is disappearing. Meltwater exposes hidden crevices and subterranean lakes surface where there was once only frost. Each thaw is a door opening, an invitation for what has waited so long to emerge. The question is no longer if something will awaken beneath the ice, but when. And when it does, the world above may have no idea what has risen from the silent depths. The frozen veil is beginning to lift, revealing a reality both mesmerizing and terrifying. Beneath the frozen surface, the world is far from empty. Vast subterranean chambers exist under the glaciers, hidden from human sight for millennia. Here, water flows in secret rivers, connecting hidden lakes beneath miles of ice. The pressure is immense, the temperatures extreme, and the darkness absolute. Yet life has adapted. Microbes thrive in these harsh conditions, sustaining entire micro-ecosystems. Some feed on mineral deposits, others on chemical reactions imperceptible to the human eye. But among these microscopic pioneers, far more complex organisms may dwell, beings that have evolved in complete isolation, shaped by pressures and conditions unlike anything above. Explorers have captured fleeting glimpses of anomalies, shapes moving beneath the ice, disturbances in water currents that defy explanation, patterns that suggest intention. Some are cautious, retreating when observed. Others leave traces, faint lines etched in ice, subtle displacements of frozen sediment, strange air bubbles rising to the surface. The ice acts as both protector and barrier. While it preserves life, it also keeps it concealed, preventing any contact with the outside world. But now, as warming accelerates, that barrier is weakening. Subglacial lakes rise and expand, fissures connect previously isolated chambers, and hidden ecosystems are exposed to conditions they were never meant to face. In these hidden depths, life may have developed senses beyond our comprehension. Some scientists hypothesize that organisms could perceive vibrations, pressure changes, or even magnetic fields, giving them an awareness of intruders far above the ice. In this environment, evolution has taken paths we cannot imagine. And there are signs of something larger. Occasionally, instruments detect movement too massive to be explained by known geological processes. Seismic monitors pick up rhythmic thuds, almost like heartbeat patterns, echoing beneath kilometers of ice. Could these signals originate from a single enormous creature, or from a network of interconnected life forms moving in concert? Above the ice, humans remain oblivious. Birds avoid certain regions, strange echoes carry across valleys, and auroras sometimes flare with unusual intensity. The planet itself seems to signal the presence of what sleeps below, yet only those who venture into the ice can perceive it. The deeper the explorers go, the more unsettling the environment becomes. Light struggles to penetrate the thick ice. The temperature drops further, and the pressure increases. Even the air feels different, heavier, charged, as if carrying an unseen presence. Every step is measured, every breath deliberate, for the ice is both a living barrier and a sentinel. As meltwater creates new pathways, previously isolated ecosystems are mixing. Microbial life, once locked away for thousands of years, is now in contact with foreign environments. What emerges from this convergence is unpredictable. Evolution, in isolation, often produces forms radically different from anything familiar. And now, these forms are awakening in a world very different from the one in which they were frozen. The ice is no longer a silent observer. It is a conduit, transmitting vibrations, energies, and perhaps awareness across its frozen expanse. Every crack, every tremor, every shift of ice is a signal, a pulse echoing from the depths. Something beneath the surface is listening. Something that has waited for the ice to thin, for the world above to become vulnerable. What emerges from these hidden chambers will challenge our understanding of life. Some may be beautiful in ways we cannot describe. Others may be terrifying, colossal, and alien. For now, they remain hidden, shrouded by layers of ice and time. But as the climate continues to warm, their emergence is inevitable. A revelation that could redefine the frozen world forever. Beneath the glaciers, the ice is not empty. It is a vault, a preserved archive of life forms that have endured in isolation for tens of thousands of years. Some are small, microscopic, and resilient. Others are vast, enigmatic, and beyond comprehension. These are the guardians of the frozen depths, evolved in silence, shaped by extreme cold, crushing pressure, and absolute darkness. The frozen world beneath the ice is a labyrinth. Caverns stretch for miles, linked by subterranean rivers and channels hidden from human eyes. Within these chambers, life has followed paths unbound by surface evolution. Organisms have adapted in ways that defy the laws known to scientists, developing senses, shapes, and behaviors optimized for an existence in total darkness. Occasionally, explorers catch glimpses of shapes moving beneath the ice. These glimpses are fleeting, shadows flickering across sonar screens, disturbances in water currents, and patterns in the snow above fissures. Some believe these are enormous creatures, perhaps a single colossal life form, coiled and patient, waiting for the right conditions to emerge. Others argue for a network of interconnected beings, a frozen ecosystem operating in ways humans cannot yet understand. The ice itself seems aware. It transmits vibrations and subtle movements across its expanse. Scientists report that certain seismic pulses correspond with strange phenomena observed at the surface: shifts in snow, the sudden disappearance of wildlife, or ripples across subglacial lakes. It is as though the frozen world beneath is communicating, interacting, and preparing for something. Bioluminescence is common in these depths. Organisms emit faint glows, illuminating the darkness like scattered stars in an endless night sky. This glow is not merely for survival. It is a language, a signal, or perhaps a way to explore the unseen surroundings. The flickering lights hint at a life full of complexity, capable of adapting to pressures far beyond human imagination. Above the ice, the environment reacts. Storms arise without warning, auroras flare unpredictably, and the magnetic field fluctuates slightly in regions where hidden life stirs. Birds alter migration paths, polar mammals hesitate near certain territories, and echoes of movement ripple across valleys and ice cliffs. The surface is a mirror of the secret activity below, a subtle, often overlooked connection between worlds. Some ice chambers are massive, cathedral-like in scale. Walls of crystalline ice rise tens of meters, reflecting faint light from hidden ecosystems. In these chambers, creatures may reach proportions unimaginable. Their forms are alien: elongated limbs, scaled surfaces, pulsating bodies, or segmented forms adapted to subterranean currents. Some appear intelligent, moving deliberately and cautiously, sensing intruders long before humans are aware. The deeper explorers venture, the more surreal the environment becomes. The ice bends under pressure, forming tunnels, arches, and pillars. Subglacial lakes reflect the faint glows of hidden organisms, creating a mesmerizing, otherworldly landscape. Sound behaves strangely here. Echoes carry for kilometers, and faint rumbles suggest the presence of entities far larger than the instruments can detect. This chapter of the frozen world is a reminder. Life adapts, survives, and endures. But it also raises questions that humans are only beginning to ask. What is the true scale of these ancient ecosystems? How intelligent are the forms that reside in isolation? And most importantly, what will happen when these guardians of the ice are exposed to a world that has changed beyond recognition? The answer remains unknown. For now, they wait, patient, observant, and eternal. The frozen depths are alive, and as the ice continues to retreat, the veil between the hidden world and our own grows ever thinner. The frozen world is beginning to stir. For millennia, glaciers and ice sheets have remained undisturbed, preserving life in an unbroken silence. Yet now, subtle signs indicate that something beneath the ice is awakening. Seismic monitors record patterns too deliberate to be purely geological. Pulses ripple through the glaciers, measured and rhythmic, suggesting movement, life moving in colossal forms or networks, deep within hidden chambers. These are not random tremors, they are signals resonating through the ice with intent. At certain subglacial lakes, instruments detect temperature fluctuations inconsistent with natural geothermal activity. Cold water shifts violently, as if something massive is stirring, displacing liquid long trapped under kilometers of ice. Occasionally, sonar readings pick up shapes moving with a fluidity impossible for known creatures. Shadows stretch, coil, and vanish, leaving scientists in awe and apprehension. Above the ice, the environment mirrors the changes below. Sudden storms arise in calm regions, auroras flare with unusual intensity, and magnetic anomalies are recorded in areas directly above active subglacial zones. Birds alter their flight paths. Polar mammals hesitate near fissures, as if sensing the ancient forces beneath. Every subtle sign is a warning, a reminder that the ice is no longer a passive barrier. In the deepest caverns, life forms begin to interact across previously isolated ecosystems. Meltwater and shifting channels allow microorganisms and more complex beings to cross paths, creating an unprecedented convergence of ancient life. Bioluminescent patterns flicker across subterranean chambers, and faint vibrations hint at communication, possibly even intelligence, among the hidden inhabitants. Explorers report a growing sense of presence. Instruments sometimes fail inexplicably, lights flicker, and devices register pulses beyond detection limits. It is as if the ice itself is aware of intruders, the frozen world reacting to human observation. Some phenomena defy explanation. Shadows appear in sonar scans with shapes too large for known species. Water columns rise and fall in perfect rhythm, as though directed by an unseen hand. Glacial walls groan and shift subtly, sending ripples across entire ice sheets. These signs are not merely natural events, they are hints of a consciousness waiting beneath the ice. Legends, long dismissed as myth, take on new meaning in this context. Ancient stories speak of slumbering beings, guardians of frozen realms, whose awakening heralds dramatic changes. These narratives, once thought symbolic, may now be interpreted as observations of extraordinary phenomena hidden from view. As ice retreats, fissures widen, revealing glimpses of massive subterranean chambers. Within them, shapes move deliberately, leaving behind disturbances in water and ice. Light occasionally penetrates openings, catching reflections off glistening surfaces, but revealing only fragments, hints of a world entirely alien to the human eye. The frozen depths are no longer a dormant archive of life. They are dynamic, alive, and preparing to emerge. The signals are growing stronger, the pulses more regular. What was once hidden in absolute darkness is moving closer to the threshold of discovery. And the world above remains largely unaware, watching only the surface, blind to the mysteries stirring beneath. The ice has begun to breathe. Its creaks and groans echo across vast expanses, synchronized with subterranean activity. Water displaced from hidden lakes flows to the surface, carrying minerals and traces of ancient life. The frozen world is becoming a living, reactive system, a stage on which the awakening of long-hidden creatures is slowly, inexorably unfolding. The frozen world has reached a tipping point. After millennia of slumber, hidden life begins to stir. The ice groans under pressure, crevices widening as water flows through newly formed channels. Subglacial lakes swell, releasing currents that carry echoes of movement from chambers unseen. What has slept for thousands of years is now awakening. Deep beneath the surface, colossal shapes begin to move. Sonar readings reveal outlines of beings far larger than any known species. They glide with deliberate motion through the icy waters, their forms enigmatic and alien, perfectly adapted to the crushing depths and absolute darkness. Patterns emerge, synchronized movements suggesting intelligence, coordination, and awareness. Above the ice, the environment reacts. Storms whip across the plains, auroras flare with unanticipated intensity, and magnetic anomalies disrupt instruments for miles. Birds and mammals behave strangely, sensing disturbances invisible to human eyes. Even the glaciers themselves respond, creaking and groaning as the ancient inhabitants exert influence on their frozen domain. Some of the awakened forms are enormous, stretching across hidden caverns. Their movements displace water and ice, leaving behind massive disturbances that ripple through subterranean networks. Faint glows emanate from bioluminescent appendages, illuminating features that are at once mesmerizing and terrifying. These are creatures unlike anything previously recorded, their forms alien, yet undeniably alive. As meltwater channels connect isolated ecosystems, smaller life forms mingle with the awakened giants. Microorganisms, long preserved in ice, now traverse new pathways, interacting with alien ecosystems. The frozen depths become a dynamic, interconnected system, a living labyrinth where evolution continues unobserved. Explorers observe these awakenings with awe and fear. Instruments fail, lights flicker, and cameras capture glimpses of shadows too vast to comprehend. In some moments, shapes are partially visible through cracks in the ice, revealing glimpses of elongated limbs, glistening scales, and fluid forms moving with deliberate intelligence. The world beneath the ice is no longer dormant. It has become active, aware, and observant. The ice above acts as both barrier and medium. Every shift, every crack, every tremor is a signal. The frozen world transmits energy, vibrations, and subtle sounds, as if announcing the presence of its inhabitants. Humans may witness only the faintest traces, but the movements beneath are grand, deliberate, and synchronized. In this awakening, the boundaries of what we consider life are challenged. Creatures that have evolved in isolation for millennia reveal forms and behaviors beyond comprehension. Some display intelligence, problem-solving, and coordinated motion. Others are purely instinctive, colossal predators shaped by the unique pressures of a frozen ecosystem. The climax is not violent. The awakening is a measured emergence, patient, deliberate, and awe-inspiring. The ancient life forms do not rush into the world above. They explore, adapt, and assert presence while maintaining the integrity of their frozen domain. They are guardians, witnesses, and inheritors of a hidden world that humans have only begun to glimpse. As explorers retreat from the ice, leaving the depths undisturbed, they carry with them only partial understanding. Cameras and instruments record faint outlines, shadows, and glimmers of movement, but the full extent of what has awakened remains a mystery. The frozen world continues its rhythm, alive and alert, as the ice slowly yields to the warmth above. The question lingers: as the planet warms further, will these ancient beings remain hidden, or will they emerge fully into a world transformed beyond recognition? The ice has begun to breathe, the frozen depths have awakened, and the hidden life of millennia stirs, patient, eternal, and unknowable. And